Over the past couple of days, we have dove into the multiplayer of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. The reveal happened, I had gameplay, we talked about weapons, we talked about creative class, gunsmith, score streaks, and everything in between. One thing we haven't talked about, and one thing that we have got a bunch of information on, is Warzone. So if you guys didn't already know, Warzone is going to be continuing in Black Ops Cold War. Essentially, the Treyarch team is going to be taking over Warzone, adding to it, changing it, and it's gonna become something new, exciting. I don't exactly know. But over the past couple of days, they've given us information about Warzone and what is going to be happening to it. They put out a blog post, they gave a statement on the reveal, and what I wanted to do today is dive into that and discuss what this means for the future of Warzone. Because some of it is still up in the air and I'm confused by it, and other parts are pretty solidified. So I think the best way to look at this is to start with the statement that they gave on the reveal day during the live stream. Here's what they said.
All right, everyone, let's talk Warzone. You've seen how we're pouring it all into the Cold War multiplayer experience, but let's confirm it right here, right now. Black Ops Cold War will also usher in the next evolution of Call of Duty Warzone, continuing and expanding the blockbuster Battle Royale free-to-play experience. And it'll be a true evolution, with Warzone not merely picking up where the Modern Warfare climax left off narratively, but also interweaving the themes, locations, weapons, and vehicles of Black Ops Cold War right into the action.
So whoa, let's hold up right there. They say Warzone is going to be continued with Black Ops Cold War, and it's going to take off right where the climax of the Warzone story leaves off. Now, as of right now, we have not reached the climax of the Warzone story. Assumably, that'll happen just before Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War takes off. Now, we do have some information revolving around what potentially that climax could be. Within the last set of intel, there was a letter written by Imran Zakhaev, and it specifically refers to how meeting Perseus, the main bad guy in Black Ops Cold War, changed his look on life and how he sees everything. I haven't had time to make a video on that yet. I'm sure I will. If you want to see that, just hit that like button. But I'm assuming that's going to have something to do with the Black Ops climax. Now, on top of this, it also says that it's going to implement the Black Ops Cold War weapons, vehicles, and everything like that. Which is interesting because those things don't currently exist within Warzone, especially boats. We know boats exist within a Black Ops Cold War, but you can't even swim in Warzone currently. So how will that exactly work? Well, let's hear the next part of what he has to say.
Cold War and Warzone will also share post-launch content from a narrative standpoint across both the Battle Pass system and item shop content. This interlinks Call of Duty in ways that evolve the Warzone experience while delivering jaw-dropping moments. So yeah, you can expect some surprises along the way. One surprise we're avoiding is the feeling of starting over. It's important to us that you can still use your characters and weapons and progression-related items, which is why investment and progress in Cold War is reflected in Warzone.
So that does answer some of my questions. So previously at the very first part of the video, they said that they are also going to be taking locations from Black Ops Cold War, which tells me that at the very least, they will be changing locations on the Verdansk map inside of Warzone. My better guess is that there's going to be a full new map. Now, that has not been confirmed. It's just a guess based off of leaks and rumors that we've heard so far. But also inside that statement we just heard, they explained that progression and items that you earn within Black Ops Cold War, so assumably weapon blueprints, operator skins, will also carry over into Warzone. This is exactly how it currently works inside of Modern Warfare. As you level up inside Modern Warfare, you also level up inside of Warzone. Any items you earn inside of Modern Warfare, you also earn inside of Warzone. Now, this brings up the big question as to what happens with all of the Modern Warfare items that you've already earned. The blueprints, the character skins, the operators, things along those lines. How are those going to tie in to Warzone once Black Ops Cold War kind of takes over?
While these are two very big games, from the beginning, they've been built to work together. Your player experience is everything to us. So we're making sure Black Ops Cold War and Warzone share progression, with much of your previously earned Modern Warfare content, from weapons to cosmetics, still available for use in both Warzone and Modern Warfare. We're collaborating with our studio partners across Call of Duty to preserve continuity while building a new chapter of Warzone that'll immerse you into all of the best elements of Black Ops Cold War.
Okay, so with that, things start to make sense. They say that things like weapon blueprints and character progression and things like that from Modern Warfare will carry over into this year, into Call of Duty Cold War's Warzone version, or Cold Warzone, if that's a thing that we're going to start saying. So the big thing with this is there's problems. There's things that don't make any sense. In that statement he just made, they said they want to continue with the continuity of the story of the game and everything like that, which I love. I think that's a brilliant idea. But by implementing the operators that are already in Modern Warfare, for example, let's just take Captain Price, for example. His story begins this year in the year 2019. As we know, Black Ops Cold War is supposed to take place between like 1981 to 1984. That's when we've seen information for so far. So how would Captain Price, the operator, be brought back in time and it actually makes sense? Are we going to be implementing time machines into the Call of Duty story? Maybe that's what the big climax will be. Now, I think it's cool that blueprints and things along those lines are going to carry over. What that tells me is that weapons from Modern Warfare and weapons from Black Ops Cold War will be in the game all at once. Or the second option that we have here is that there's going to be two different maps. There's going to be a Verdansk map that takes place in the year 2019 and a Verdansk map that takes place in the year 1983, let's just say. What this means is that on the 1983 Black Ops Cold War map, that's where you use the Black Ops weapons, Black Ops vehicles, Black Ops characters, whereas Modern Warfare 2019, that is where you'll use those weapons, those blueprints, those characters, so on and so forth. Other than that, I don't see how they can interweave a story with basically 40 years of difference between the characters, between the stories. Now, they've already kind of built this story, how the war in Verdansk kind of began back in the Cold War. That is when Imran Zakhaev was working there alongside Perseus. And now in 2019, Viktor Zakhaev is now trying to carry out the wishes of Imran Zakhaev, his father. And that is the story that we're kind of dealing with between the two Black Ops Cold War and Modern Warfare games. And I think that's fantastic. It's just, I'm so interested to see how the rest is implemented. The other big question that I have is, as they said, your progression in Black Ops Cold War is going to carry over into Warzone. So if you're level 128 in Black Ops Cold War, you'll also be level 128 in Warzone. Now, as of right now, if you're level 128 in Warzone, you're also level 128 in Modern Warfare. Does that mean your level in Modern Warfare carries over to Black Ops Cold War by proxy? Because if one works in Warzone and the other works for Warzone, can you play both games to level up? Do you see what I'm saying there? There's a whole bunch of questions that have yet to be answered, and they are kind of confusing. Now, the last thing that they do talk about in this little live stream thing that they did is crossplay and cross-gen, and I just wanted to add that into the video as well.
That's why I'm excited to confirm that Black Ops Cold War will not only support cross-platform play and progression, but will also deliver cross-generation play to the game. That's because Black Ops Cold War is, at its heart, a connected experience. And playing together on whatever platforms you prefer only betters that experience. Cross-play and cross-progression across current and next-generation systems across all modes.
So that part is real straightforward. Cross-platform, cross-gen, so you can have someone playing on PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PS5 all in the same party, leveling up. If you want to play on PS4 one day and PC the next day, you can do that, and that's fantastic. That all works through your Activision account, just like it does currently with Modern Warfare. Really glad to see that return. I think that's a great innovation, and just makes it more accessible for more people to play the game. So that is fantastic, and that is probably the most straightforward thing we got out of that. So as of right now, I have basically two big questions. How is the narrative in Warzone actually going to work? If they let us use operators from 2019 in 1983, how does that crossover work and them still have a story that narratively makes sense? That's one big question that I have. And of course, as we find out more and more about that, I will keep you guys updated. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. And then the other big thing is leveling up and things like that. How is that going to work with Modern Warfare and Warzone compared to Black Ops and Warzone? We already kind of talked about that. How will your level progression kind of make sense between the three games? It's interesting. We've never had to deal with anything like this before because we've never had any free-to-play aspect of a Call of Duty game. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I'll keep you guys updated wherever it goes. But it's definitely interesting. And as I'm sure all of you love Warzone, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. The other thing that I'm interested in is, are we going to be getting a full new map, or is it just going to be a changed version of the current Verdansk map that we have? It's interesting. All of it's interesting. I don't have all of the answers, but as we get them, I will keep you guys updated. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, found it informative, it's always appreciated if you do hit that like button. And as always, let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.